Hello, hello, hello. It's Lee Watts with Ashby & Watts Consulting. Thank you for joining me today on this podcast. We are here with 3 at 3 to bring you marketing, branding, and strategy advice for your business. I am committed to bringing great advice and conversation specifically for the female small business owner or solopreneur or just that woman who is looking to expand her brand. And today is going to be one of my, I think, favorite podcasts because I am talking about marketing trends for 2020. So yes, we need to make sure that we are thinking about the new year, the new decade, what's coming up so we can be proactive and not reactive. And so we're not going to be able to apply all of these trends and conversations and topics to our business, but we should be aware of them. And we should be maybe deciding which one we really want to act on and not be behind the curve, but ahead of it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in to some of the marketing trends for 2020. Now, I have been reading about these and studying some of my favorite books, magazines, blogs, marketers, and kind of pulling all of that together and seeing what is being consistently discussed out there. So I am sharing what I have been reading about and again, seeing consistently discussed out in the industry. So the first trend, and you guys have probably seen this if you are reading and Googling and on LinkedIn and all those places, is that customer experience and client experience is going to be key. So 2020, I keep reading, will be the year of the client, will be the year of the customer. We see so many businesses putting money and resources toward making sure their customers and clients have a good experience when they come across your company, your business, your organization, your brand. So no more clunkiness when it comes to maybe purchasing from you, from calling you, from contacting you. Things should feel more seamless. Things should feel easy. Clients and customers should have a good experience when they come across you. Because listen, it is true. It is the year of the customer. So people can jump around so easily to another company down the street or the next business on that first page of Google or the next business on Facebook that is doing pretty much closely to the same thing that you're doing. So what's differentiating you, what's setting you apart is just that experience with you, right? So we are focusing yes, we are going to, that is, if nothing else, we need to make sure our customers and clients have a good experience with us. So think about your processes, your procedures, how people experience your business from beginning to end, and what are some things that you can tweak to make that a better experience for your client, for your customers. So the second trend I'm really passionate about is live video. So yes, listen, you all should be doing some type of live video on your Facebook, on your Instagram. I think even now, yes, you can do it on YouTube. So there's live, and I think also on LinkedIn, there's live video everywhere, which tells you, and I think on TikTok, I haven't downloaded TikTok. It's a new social media platform that I have read will be the next Facebook. It's going to be a big thing in years to come. But live video is really important. Now, I found this statistic that the live video industry is expected to be worth over $70 billion by 2021. And live video is just incredibly popular with people who are purchasing and buying. They want to spend time listening and watching people that they want to buy from and make sure that they are connecting with them. So make sure that you are doing live video. I know a lot of times we do pre-recorded video, which is not horrible because any type of video is better than none. But 2020, the trend is live video. It's live engagement and people can just connect right then. Okay. So the third trend that we're seeing a lot is visual content. Now, if you've listened to some of my other podcasts or follow me on any of my social media, you know that I'm a big believer in content. So content is always going to be king. But one of the trends we're seeing in 2020 is that a lot of the content is being transferred over to more of a visual content. So more of an infographic look. So if you have great content and there's like 4 or 5 points that are really important to your content, make sure you download Canva or something like that and you create some type of visual for that content for people to easily consume. Unfortunately, people just don't have time to read really long articles and white papers and things like that. They want content that they can easily consume, and visual content is able to do that. Another trend that we're seeing is that people are going to just need more communication channels. Now, listen, email is not dead. But what some of my marketer, influencer type friends, I say friends loosely, they're friends in my head, they're saying that although people are still opening emails and the rates are being pretty consistent, email is not going anywhere, by the way, for some of you who say, I don't care about an inbox or email box. That's everything I read says don't think that. Email is still relevant. However, people are not clicking through emails as much. So they may open it, but they're just not being completely engaged in the emails. So seeking out other ways to communicate with your clients, with your audience is really important. Chat boxes are becoming a thing. So whether that's on your website, Facebook is coming up with all kinds of interesting ways to use Messenger. There are a lot of different things that are popping up to help owners, business owners, brand owners have different types of communication with their audience. So that's a big deal. Let's see. Another trend is voice search. Now that is every article I've read about trends for 2020 is talking about voice search. So that's when you're talking to Siri, Alexa, Google, whatever, and you're saying, hey, can you tell me what the latest trends are in fashion? And it is going to answer you. Or, hey, can you tell me what are the calories in that Chick-fil-A sandwich? Or tell me what the best recipe is at whatever. So this is the thing, how this affects us. We have to really think about what are the questions that people are going to ask about our industry, about our brand. And we have to make sure those phrases, those type of words put together are on our website in our marketing material, because that is what Google, Alexa, that is what they're searching for. Those questions, those group of words, those answers. So we've got to really be strategic and think more about what we're putting out there and how our audience is asking for it. Okay. So, another trend, I feel like I've been talking for a long time, so I'm going to hurry up and end this, but SEO is always going to be important. Not always, but it's still really important. So people really paying attention to that, really looking at your Google Analytics. We see a lot of SEO companies out here trying to sell you more ways to look at your SEO. If you're not already doing the free stuff, the Google Analytics, I would not recommend investing in another SEO platform, but start with just knowing where you are right now. So make sure you're looking at your Google Analytics and that you're finding I'll do another podcast on SEO, but finding ways to maximize your SEO. The next thing, I think this will be my last point. Well, maybe 2 points. Another trend for 2020 are brand ambassadors and influencers. Now, we've been seeing this a lot the past couple of years. 2020, it will be maximized. And how does this apply to your business, your organization? First of all, you can think about being a brand ambassador or an influencer for a brand that you really, really support. Now, you just don't think about it and just decide to be it, but you have to be strategic about how can I be an influencer or an ambassador for a company? How are you posting about it? How are you talking about it? How are you selling it? How are you supporting it? And that's a whole nother podcast as well, but we'll see more of those throughout 2020. But also think about, can you have a brand ambassador program for your business? Can you hire? Can you promote? Can you come up with a way to have brand ambassadors for your business? So think about that. You may want to create your own program. And finally, I love this point. So Neil Patel, who's one of my favorite marketers, he says that one of the trends for 2020 is there's no longer going to be these really awesome features of a company that set it apart, because pretty much any company can duplicate what somebody else is doing, right? There's nothing that you're creating that someone either hasn't created or will not duplicate, right? So the thing that is really going to set brands apart, it's not those bells and whistles. It is going to be your brand. So, people buy, I think the analogy he used was people buy Jordan tennis shoes because they like Michael Jordan, because Jordan has created a brand out of his name. It means something when you buy Jordans. He's created that brand. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see the Kardashians, they have built a strong brand. Kylie was able to launch a $1 billion company, honestly, this whole self-made thing, because of her name, okay? Because there is a brand behind her name. So the same for, Nike and Tesla and all these other brands. Branding is important, which leads to me. So if you do not know what your brand is, if you're not maximizing your brand, then you need someone like me to help you with that. So I just want to throw that in there. But that is going to be a trend for 2020 and probably just moving forward, because it is very difficult to create something new that's going to completely set you apart, right? So what's setting you apart is you, selling you in a lot of different ways. So those are some of the trends for 2020. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope that in listening to this, you could think about like one or two of these that you're like, hey, you know what? I am going to do business a different way. I'm going to attack this. I'm going to implement this. I'm going to use this to help me make some strategic decisions in my marketing and my branding. So that is it. I hope you are following me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and yes, even on my YouTube channel. Please like me and share this podcast if it was helpful to you in any kind of way. And I'd like to know, what was one of your favorite trends for 2020? What is going to help you and move your business along, and which trend are you most excited about? I'd love to hear. And as always, if you need help with your marketing, branding, or strategy, please reach out to me at Lee, L-E-E, at ashbyandwatts.com. Thank you so much for listening. And again, be sure you subscribe or share this podcast with a friend.